The final road game of the Oaks CCL schedule begins in about 7 minutes. We're back in Santa Barbara for Game 2 of the weekend series between the Conejo Oaks and the Santa Barbara Foresters. Welcome, everybody, right into our broadcasting table, along with my broadcasting partner, Jordan Brenner, and our producer on hand, Sean McKinnon. My name is Jonathan Rifkin. Delighted to be with you on a lovely Sunday afternoon from Pershing Park for Conejo Oaks Baseball and the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Networks. The Oaks coming off of a 9-3 stellar win against the Foresters last night, a win that has meant everything so far to this team. They're 16-12, 2 games up on the San Luis Obispo Blues. A win today could mean an official clinch for the CCL playoffs. Jordan, as we bring you in here, and as they announce, today is Host Family Day at Pershing Park. Jordan, the Oaks were hot last night. I mean, absolutely scorching. The offense was incredible. Justin Friedman had a career start. He 4-hit the team. What do they do today to carry on this momentum? Because, you know, the Foresters are going to be hungry for a little bit of, what's the word I'm looking for here?
Redemption.
There we go. They're looking to redeem themselves. They want to give the Oaks a taste of their own medicine. And for a team like the Foresters to get their worst loss this season, only having 3 losses coming into last night, this game is a huge game for them just for pride.
It's easy to get complacent if you're Conejo here. You just, you just defeated Goliath, and you were David yesterday. They accomplished a pretty unbelievable feat. The question is this team still hungry? Do they want to go into Santa Barbara and take both games on the Foresters' home field? We'll find out that question in the next couple hours, but this team, they have to be focused because Santa Barbara certainly is going to bring their A game after not playing so well yesterday.
Santa Barbara has already clinched the #1 seed in the CCL with the best record. The Oaks, the Slow Blues, the Orange County Riptide, and the Healdsburg Prune Packers all trying to avoid a 4th seed so they don't have to play the Foresters in the first round. However, if you're the Oaks, you have to be a little bit okay if you get the 4th seed, because at the end of the day, you're in the playoffs and you've already proven that you can beat this Forester team in a game. However, they'd prefer to play the Foresters in the championship rather than in the semifinal game. Let's give you the starting lineups now. First, for the visiting Conejo Oaks, we'll give third base from UC Irvine. In the third spot and playing first base, Jordan McFarland out of the University of Arkansas. Cleaning up for the Oaks and playing left field from Ole Miss is Chase Cockrell. Elijah Alexander from the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley, is behind him out in center field. Playing shortstop and batting 6th from Valparaiso is Sam Shaken. Bailey Holbrook from Union University, but searching for a new home in the fall. DH is in the 7th spot. Behind him, Zach Kamenko, catching from UNLV. And in the 9th spot, Will Pickett's headed to Cal State Bakersfield. On the mound for the Oaks, we'll give you more on him, though. In the Oaks half of the first inning is Dylan Francis. The field for the Santa Barbara Foresters, Logan Allen's in right, Cam Warren's in center. Cam Fields is in center, Luke Ritter's in left, Tyler Hardman's at first, Ryan Cash at second, Utah Jones at short, Michael Newstifter at third, and behind the dish is Turner Gaunt. On the mound for them will be the Oklahoma State product, Brett Stanley. 23 1/3 innings pitched. He has a 3.09 ERA, but 28 strikeouts and only 7 walks to his season. Jordan, last night the Oaks faced Jackson Wolf. He was 3-0 with a 1.08 ERA, and the Oaks put up 3 runs on him and drew 2 walks. Will patience and going deep in counts be a key to today's game, because that's really what helped them yesterday?
Yeah, I think it's going to be crucial for them to be patient against Brett Stanley, especially because his stuff is so good, just like everybody on the Foresters. He doesn't walk too many batters. He strikes out his fair share, but hits are out there. You're going to have to be patient, though. Wait for the right pitch, attack counts the right way, just like they did yesterday.
We're going to step aside as they wrap up Host Family Day here at Pershing. When we come back, it's time for the first pitch. It's going to be a fun one on a lovely Sunday afternoon at Pershing Park in Santa Barbara. You're going to watch Oaks Baseball on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. We are so happy to be along with you for the ride. We'll be right back. We apologize for all the technical difficulties, but we're happy to be back with you here in the bottom of the first inning. Just so you know, the Oaks went 4 deep in the top of the first inning. Michael Spears singled, Brandon Lewis flew out to lift, McFarland and Cockrell thereafter grounded out. Logan Allen, who just led things up for the Foresters, struck out swinging. Again, we apologize for the technical difficulties. We're happy to be back with you here in Santa Barbara, and I think that we won't have any anymore. That should have been the last one. Our production crew working very hard to make sure that everything is up and running. That'll bring up Ryan Cash, though, with one out here to Dylan Francis. Dylan, as we like to call him. Deals the first pitch low to Ryan Cash for ball one. I'll give you the Forester lineup in the Oaks field here in just a moment with one out in the bottom of the first inning. Francis from Cal Poly Pomona deals the 0-1 here to Ryan Cash, in there for a strike to even the count. Out and right is Michael Spears, and centers Elijah Alexander, and left is Chase Cockrell. At first base is Jordan McFarland. Will Pickett's at second. Sam Shakin at short. Brandon Lewis at third, and Zach Kamenko behind the dish. Ryan Cash, the second batter in the inning, steps back in. Dylan offers a fastball, fouled back for strike 2. Now, for those who were with us last night, I know we had some technical difficulties. We appreciate you bearing with us. I don't think we'll have any more today. We've figured out a system. And again, our production crew working very hard. Everybody keeping the wits about them, and we appreciate you bearing with us here. Let's talk about some baseball. It's Ryan Cash, as I mentioned, the batter. He's batting in the 300 so far. Bounces, or I guess Francis bounces one in the dirt. On the season for Ryan Cash, he's batting .337, though yesterday he led off and went 0 for 4 for the Foresters, and the 9-3 Foresters lost to the Oaks. By the way, it's Jordan Brenner to my right, myself, Jonathan Rifkin, and Sean McKinnon, our producer today. Sean working to make sure that everything is back up the way it should be. Dylan offers the 1-2. Or actually the 2-2, I should say. Upstairs. Dylan Francis, as I mentioned, he's 3-1 on the season. In 31 innings, he has a 2.61 ERA. Leads the team in strikeouts with 34. He's only walked 8 batters. 2-strike pitch, fouled off down the first base line, and we'll do it again. Ryan Cash, in his second stint with the Foresters, goes to Oklahoma. He's a very good player. He was an All-Star last year and was named a prospect this year. Had a .342 last season with the Foresters in their championship run in the NBC World Series. The Foresters today on their baby blues with gray pants and white letters on the front, white numbers on the back. Foresters in their pinstripes with royal blue numbers on the back, and the Foresters in red on the front. Fastball misses upstairs on the full count, and Ryan Cash draws a one-out walk here in the bottom of the first inning.
And you can already see the Foresters have a different approach at the plate early in this ball game. They know that Francis is nasty on the hill. They're trying to be patient just like the Oaks are, wait for their pitch, and then attack.
Francis deemed the Oaks ace, but yesterday Justin Friedman had the best start of any Oak all season long when he 4-hit the Foresters and only gave up 2 runs. He was outstanding. Dylan Francis trying to repeat that performance here, but he has to face Luke Ritter now with a runner on first. First a pickoff attempt, nothing doing. Luke Ritter from Wichita State. He's homered against the Oaks this season. That was back in June when the Oaks hosted the Foresters at home. Ritter still batting .317. Runner goes. Fastball, though, popped up. It's playable. Kamenko behind the dish makes way, and Dylan Francis makes the catch from the mound for out number 2. Ryan Cash has the retreat back to first base. 1 on, 2 away here, bottom of the first inning.
And I'll tell you what, Jonathan, we were at the prospect game earlier this week. Dylan Francis showcased himself. He pitched an inning. Before that start, I thought it was a fastball curveball that made Francis nasty. Quickly, though, I learned it's the fastball changeup. Francis, maybe the best changeup in all of summer ball across the country. It's that nasty, Jonathan.
On Wednesday, he pitched the 4th inning of the prospect game. Walked 1, but retired 3 others. And he had a very good prospect game. Cam Warren, now the cleanup batter, steps in as a pickoff attempt over to first, not in time, from Texas Tech. In the cleanup spot yesterday in the loss, he went 1 for 4, pair of groundouts, an RBI single, and a flyout to his day yesterday. Looking to make amends here. Francis offers the first pitch, so we're going to miss strike 1. Francis's father, Jeffrey, who's normally one of our biggest fans on the broadcast, is actually in attendance today. Thousand Oaks High School basketball head coach and one of the most knowledgeable sports minds that we've ever met. Cash takes a step-and-a-half lead off of first. Francis with an 0-1 count toes the rubber. Rocks and fires. Another fastball, this one up the middle. Right to Shaken. Deals it over to first and beats him by a step for out number 3. The Valparaiso Crusader puts down Warren. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man stranded on base. We're through an inning here from Pershing Park. No score. The Oaks have Alexander Shaken and Bailey Holbrook due up when we come back on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Top of the second inning, no score. The Oaks and the Foresters on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Because you missed the top of the first inning, Brett Stanley is the pitcher from Oklahoma State. 3.09 ERA, though that probably went down a little bit as he dealt a scoreless first inning. He'll face Elijah Alexander, who takes a strike over the heart of the plate for strike 1. Alexander had a great day yesterday. In the 5th spot, he was 2 for 4. He had a big run in the 4th inning that sparked the big inning for the Oaks. Swings and misses on another fastball for strike 2. The pitcher, Stan Lee, is a strikeout pitcher. He has 28 Ks in 23 innings. He only has 7 walks. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday afternoon. Another fastball. This one, Alexander gets a handle on it, but it goes out of play. No matter how you're watching or where you're watching, Jordan, Sean, and I appreciate you making Oaks Baseball a part of your Sunday afternoon plans. Feel free to talk with us in our YouTube live chat or tweet at us at Caneo_Oaks. The righty offers the 0-2. Another one fouled off the plate. The count remains the same. Elijah Alexander was a 2-sport athlete at Ventura College. Played football and baseball, but ultimately decided to only play baseball. Picked up by the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley, where he was phenomenal, batted over 280 his first season with the team. Only played a year at Ventura College, batted over 400. Stanley deals the 0-2, changeup got him. So we're going to miss strike 3, the first strikeout on the game for Stan Lee. And that's out number 1 here in the top of the second inning.
Yeah, that's quite a bit of velocity difference between the fastball and the off-speed for Stanley. He's one of the best in the CCL, and if he's on today, the Oaks will have a tough time putting runs across.
That'll bring up Sam Shaken, who led off for the Oaks yesterday. A couple of base knocks, an RBI, and 2 strikeouts to his day from Valparaiso. Stanley offers the first pitch. Upstairs, ball 1. Shaken's had a good couple of games. 2 nights ago in San Luis Obispo, he had a pair of hits as well. So going hitless 2 consecutive ball games before that. I'll give you the Forester field once again here is changeup in there. 1 ball and a strike here to Shaken. Logan Allen's in right. Cam Fields is in center and Luke Ritter in left. I'll give you the infield here after this pitch. The Oklahoma State Cowboy deals the 1-1. A changeup, hacked at and fouled back for strike 2. Tyler Hardman's at first. Ryan Cash is at second. Utah Jones at short. Michael Newstifter at third. And behind the dish is Turner Gaunt. Stanley is 2-0 on the season. The Oaks hoping to deal him his first loss. They gave Jackson Wolf his first loss last night. He was 3-0 with a 1.08 ERA. And the Oaks win. Shakin rips one right up the middle and into center field for a single on the 1-2 pitch. A good comebacker. Gives the Oaks their first base runner here in the second inning with only one out.
And that's when Shakin's at his best, when he can catch up to that high fastball, keep his hands inside, think up the middle and the other way. He's a very effective contact hitter. That was a really impressive swing from Shakin right there.
That'll bring up Bailey Holbrook now. He had a breakout game yesterday. His batting average up to 150 now. It was at 121 earlier. He had a big 2 RBI single. It really broke the game wide open. Switch hitter batting left right now from Union University. The first pitch, swing and a miss, strike one. He's staring down Stan Lee. I don't think he liked that, how nasty that first pitch was.
Yeah, that had quite a bit of drop on that curveball.
Holbrook sporting that multicolored blue armband. The 0-1 in the dirt. Good block, though, by Gaunt. Keeps Shakin at first base to even the count here. He played 2 seasons, at Union University. Transferred to Moore Park, but didn't play baseball there. Looking for a new home in the fall. A natural righty who taught himself how to switch hit in high school. Also a pitcher. First a pickoff attempt. Shakin dives back, but barely. That was a great pickoff move by Stan Lee.
And I think that part of a pitcher's game is so underrated. The ability to keep runners on, hold them on first base, prevent them from running wild. That's a huge thing that you don't see a lot of pitchers work on in the CCL.
1-1, back to second. Cash to short the relay, and that's a beautiful 4-6-3 double play to end the away half of the second inning. Ryan Cash, the Utah Jones over to Tyler Hardman. The Oaks get no runs on a hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. 1.5 have come and gone here from Pershing Park and no score. But the middle of the Forest order due up when we come back on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Michael Newstifter leads things off here from Oklahoma State in the bottom of the second inning. No score. It's been a quiet inning and a half for both teams, but the Foresters looking to get on the board first as Dylan Francis deals the first pitch. Popped up, it's playable out in shallow right field. Pickett's out of second, gets called off, and making the play is Michael Spears for out number 1. Newstifter was the catcher last night. He's the third baseman today. Prior to that at bat, he was batting .302. His batting average down from .313 last night after only getting a hit in 4 opportunities. 1 away now for Utah Jones, the speedy North Greenville product. Batting from the left side. Batting .250 on the season. Righty and lefty matchup. Dylan deals a fastball low for ball 1. Dylan Francis also has played here before. Not only last year when he was with the Ventura Halos, which was a CCL team that has been dropped, but back when his Ventura County College days. Deals a fastball up and away for ball 2 here to Utah Jones. And Jordan, how important is it for the Oaks to limit free base runners for the Foresters?
It's incredibly important. You can't give free passes to a team as talented and as powerful as the Foresters.
Especially a spy like Jones. 0-2, cracked into right field. Spears is on the move, and it drops into foul territory by about half a foot for strike number 2.
That was very, very close. A really good swing from Jones. The Oaks caught a break there. We have not seen this Foresters lineup break out quite yet. It's bound to happen eventually, but hopefully the Oaks can either prevent that to later in the game or maybe even another day.
It is a hot day here in the mid-80s. Slight coastal breeze, but the fans are piled in here at Pershing Park. To our right, some Oaks fans, though not as much as last night. Forester fans in an overwhelming, obviously, ratio as this is their home park. Swing and a miss for strike number 2 to Jones to even the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And that high-low action from Francis, that's the key to unlocking this Foresters lineup. The fastball high, the changeup low. If he can control and command those 2 pitches, he's in good shape.
Francis changeup up the middle over to Pickett's at second. Gathers himself and gets it to McFarland for out number 2. Francis did a good job on a comeback pitch after a very hard hit ball down the right field line. He hit the changeup and had Jones out ahead of it, and that caused the ground ball.
Yeah, the changeup to left-handed hitters is so good for Francis. It starts over the middle of the plate. It drops on the outer quadrant for the left-handed hitter. So when they swing at it, they're usually going to hit a rollover to the right side, just like you saw there from Utah Jones.
That'll bring up the Oklahoma Sooner, Tyler Hardman. He came in last night in place of the injured Connor Davis. First pitch strike at the knees, 0-1 to him. He wasn't supposed to play yesterday, but when Connor Davis missed a catch in left field on a ball that he dove for, he was taken out after getting injured, and Hardman took third base, and Utah Jones moved from third to left field. Francis offers the 0-1. Another changeup. That one, though, misses. Check swing. No, he didn't go around on the appeal to first.
I think that might be the slider, actually, Jonathan. He likes to go to the slider against right-handed hitters, and then when he faces lefties, he likes to go to the changeup. But he can throw changeups to both right and left-handed hitters. It's that good.
Hardman batting at 292. Takes the 1-1 pitch high to right center field, though Spears is there, and he makes the catch for out number 3. 3 loud outs retire the Foresters in order, 1, 2, 3 here. We're through 2 full from Pershing Park. No score to the 3rd inning we go on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. We'll be right back. Zach Kamenko from UNLV leads things off here for the Oaks. The 8-9-1 hitters due up in the top of the third inning with no score. Stan Lee back on the mound, deals a first pitch upstairs for ball one. Kamenko, part of the trio of stellar Oaks catchers. He's batting .282 on the season. 7 strikeouts, 7 RBIs. He makes very good contact. Takes a strike at the knees to even the count.
He's got great plate discipline, Kamenko does. He's able to work counts and barrel the ball on a consistent basis.
Very good in the bottom of the order. Half-hearted swing on a high fastball. Did he go around? No, he did not, said the first base umpire.
Oaks will take that one.
Fans here don't like it. 2 balls and a strike now to Kamenko. Played his high school ball at Chatsworth, though he started off his high school career at Simi Valley. Takes a fastball at the knees to even the count. Or, excuse me, slider. Our angle's a little bit off. Jordan has a much better eye than I am, so maybe I'll just let him tell you the pitches.
Yeah, that was definitely a slider, and that's why Kamenko was so far off of it.
2-2 in. Crack to left field. On the move is Ritter, and he makes the catch for out number 1.
He saw the same pitch right there, Jonathan. That was a slider, but it was hanging over the plate. Kamenko put a really good swing on it, but Ritter made an even nicer play in left field to rob him of a base hit.
I hope everybody's enjoying their Sunday afternoon. No matter how you're watching or where you're watching, we appreciate making Oaks baseball a part of your Sunday plans. This is the final road game of the season. The Oaks have a day off tomorrow before hosting 2 interleague games on Tuesday and Wednesday. The final game of the regular season will be on Friday at home against Healdsburg. Will Pickett now steps in, shows Bunny, gets it down. He's running the first. The ball is fielded by Stanley. The throw is over the head of the first baseman, Hardman. Pickett's over to second on the error, and that will be an infield single and an advancement on the error. He would have been safe regardless of the throw, and the Oaks, with 1 out, have a runner in scoring position. He is so good, Jordan, at laying. That was a dead fish bunt if I've ever seen one. It goes right in between home and third base towards the grass and just stops. And a catcher and a pitcher have to coordinate to make the play. And Stanley, who really shouldn't have made a throw at all, made a very erratic throw, and that worked in the Oaks' favor.
Yeah, what a wonderful bump from Pickett. He's by far the best that maybe I've ever seen on the professional or collegiate level, putting down bunts. I mean, he has such control, soft hands when he does it. And here's so many base hits just laying bunts down. It's a lost art, and Pickett is one of the greats.
First pitch back to the top of the order to Michael Spears is taken for strike 1. Spears doesn't like it, but I think he's just getting clarification on the strike zone. He talks to the umpire. Pickett's on second. Stole a base yesterday. That was his 7th of the season. Stanley eyeing him. Deals the 0-1. This one misses low to even the count. A single would give the Oaks the first run of the game. They've hit safely in all 3 innings now. Spears does have a single. He's 1 for 1 today. Stanley toes the rubber and takes the sign. Checks the runner. Rocks and fires. Cracked over to short. Pickett retreats back to second. Jones over to first for out number 2.
Pickett's on second base, was thinking about challenging Utah Jones at shortstop and taking off and trying to take third base, but he made the wise decision. Let Brandon Lewis do his thing at the plate with 2 outs in the inning. No need to risk going to third.
And on Friday night up in San Luis Obispo, Jordan McFarland was on second base, and there was a very similar situation. He decided to go to third, and he was thrown out. So Pickett's trying not to make the same mistake right there, just stays at second base.
It's good that they're learning from their mistakes because base running has been an issue the last week.
It's Brandon Lewis's turn now. He's 0 for 1. Cracks one over to third. Gloved by Newstifter. He bobbles it. And Lewis is going to be safe over at first. Pickett's at third. That's a mistake by the Oklahoma Sooner to give the Foresters their second error with 2 outs here in the top of the third inning.
That works. I mean, that's a surprise. Newstifter is pretty sure-handed at third base, but Lewis, he hit it really hard to give him credit and is rewarded on first base. Folks, a prime opportunity to score. Runners on the corner with 2 outs.
Lewis doesn't hit ground balls very often, I should say, but when he does, they're very hard.
He's actually been hitting quite a few the past few games. They've
Recently,
been hard,
right.
yeah.
Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Jordan McFarland now digs in and takes a strike at the knees. His bat has been quiet lately. yesterday. He struck out 3 times. He did have a hit, though. He also struck out 3 times on Friday night in San Luis Obispo. 0-1, misses inside to even the count here to McFarland. Played in the College World Series with Arkansas. Had a day off and then joined the Oaks. He's been nonstop baseball for him since January. Runner on first and third. 1-1 count. The offering. Cracked up the middle. Underhanded from Cash over to Jones. What a play by Ryan Cash to save the run and end the top of the 3rd inning. 4-6 putout. No runs, a hit, 2 errors, and a pair left on base for the Oaks. 2.5 have come and gone from Pershing Park. No score. 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up for the Foresters after this on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Turner Gaunt in the 8th spot from Texas, catching in today's game. Getting his first plate appearance here in the bottom of the 3rd inning with no score. This is the first time the Oaks will see him this season. Dylan Francis back on the mound. Has been stellar so far. Only 1 walk, 1 strikeout, no hits, no runs. First pitch, a changeup, fouled back for strike 1. Gaunt on the season. He's batting .238. But in limited action, only 40 plate appearances and 38 at-bats. He does have 2 walks. Francis taking the sign from Kamenko. Start him off with the changeup. Look for a speedster here. Deals another changeup in there for strike 2. His off-speeder's been working today. It's kept the Foresters off balance. And if he keeps it up, the Foresters may have a tough day on offense.
Yeah, look for a fastball elevated here or an off-speed pitch buried in the dirt.
Toes the rubber, the 0-2 offering upstairs. Tried to get him hacking at a high fastball, but a good eye right there by Gaunt. Puts a ball up on the board. No runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Oaks. No runs, no hits, and 2 errors for the Foresters here in the early going. Sunny day here from Pershing. Slight breeze in the mid-80s. 1-2. Fastball outside to even the count.
And this is where it gets a little bit tricky as a pitcher. You get ahead 0-2, and you can mess around with a few pitches, but when the batter fights their way back into the count, it gets a little bit tricky. What do you throw now? It's confusing.
2-2 pitch. Changeup misses. And now we have a full count. From 0-2 to 3-2, Gaunt has done a good job working his way back into this count and not backing down from Dylan Francis.
And when it gets to this point, you have to throw a strike. You can't lose a hitter after going ahead 0-2.
Francis from the belt. Rocks and fires the payoff pitch. Misses low for ball 4. Wright tried to frame it. The umpire didn't bite. And the Foresters have a leadoff runner on here. The second walk given up by Dylan Francis on the game.
Yeah, those are at-bats that'll kill you as a coach or pitcher. Dylan Francis, he made some quality pitches on 0-2 and 1-2, but got a little bit too cute on 2-2 and 3-2 and walked a guy.
That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Fast from Texas, playing center field in today's game. On the season, only 143 batting average. First to pick off attempt, nothing doing though as Gaunt gets back easily. The Oaks have turned more double plays this season than any other team in the CCL, mostly because their pitchers pitch very well for contact, and the middle infield, whether it be Tanner Wright at second or Will Pickett's along with Sam Shakin, is just stellar. The Oaks hoping for another one here. Bunt gets down on the fastball. Francis over to it, deals it over the first. It's in time, but the sacrifice works to perfection. Gaunt over to second. A sacrifice 1-3 putout puts a runner in scoring position for the Foresters.
And you don't see the Foresters play small ball too often. That tells you that they may be a little bit scared. They're trying to manufacture runs because that's how good Francis is on the mound, and that's how good the Oaks pitching staff has been the last couple games.
One away, runner on second, back to the top of the order for Logan Allen. He's the lone strikeout for Francis so far today. Arkansas Fort Smith outfielder who's been stellar. He was really good in the prospect game. We watched his showcase, Jordan. That guy has a bright future at the next level.
Yeah, he was brilliant. On a big stage, too.
Step and a half lead off of second for Gaunt. Francis checks him, deals the first pitch. Upstairs, ball 1. Dylan Francis, this is his 4th season in the CCL. He actually started out as a Conejo Oak a couple years ago and then had 2 years as a Ventura Halo, a team that played at Ventura College. They were absolved, though, this season, and he made his way back to the Oaks, and he's made quite an impact as the team's ace. Takes a breath, 1-0 count here. Allen digs back in, and the offering. Another fastball upstairs for ball 2. Francis in his last start back on July 14th against the Riptide gave up 4 runs. That was a season high. He went 6 innings and also gave up 5 hits in an uncharacteristic start for him. His ERA is still at 2.21. But that could change here with a runner on second. He toes the rubber, takes a breath from the stretch. Rocks and fires the 2-0. That one cracked down the right field line, but out of play to put a strike on the board. Now 2-1 the count. Wind picking up now, flowing towards home plate. That's a pitcher's wind, if you will. Maybe an extra mile or 2 on the fastball, but not quite a hitter-friendly wind. 2 balls and a strike to Logan Allen. Very dangerous, especially in a hitter's count. Francis may go to that changeup. We haven't seen it yet in this at-bat. He takes a breath and checks the runner. Deals the 2-1. Fastball cracked back off the screen to even the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And Logan Allen has 25 stolen bases on the season, Jonathan. Here's a guy you might want to think about throwing higher fastballs so he can't put the ball on the ground, because if he does, there's a good chance he beats out the throw.
Turner Gaunt walked to lead off the 3rd inning. He was sacked over by Cameron Fields to second base. He takes a large lead off of second. Pickett is holding him. Francis, the 2-2 count, doesn't even check the runner. Now he does. From the stretch, here comes the 2-2. Fastball up the middle. Pickett's, though, is there. Gathers himself over to first. McFarland quickly steps off to make sure that Gaunt stays at third. Out number 2 now here as Ryan Cash digs in. He was the first walk drawn on the game back in the 1st inning. He's 0 for 0.
And this is a defining moment right now in this ball game, Jonathan. Ryan Cash, one of the best in the CCL, coming to the plate. He had a great at-bat his first time up. He worked the count and earned a walk. If Francis can get out of this one,
Jordan.
He should feel good about himself.
He has 18 RBIs and batting .337 so far, hoping to add to that total. Very effective lefty from Oklahoma. Lines up his bat. Now he waves it in a counterclockwise circle over his left shoulder. The first pitch cracked up the middle. Shaken. Gets it on the turnover to first. He can't make a play. Coming in and scoring on the infield single is Turner Gaunt, and the Foresters take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Wasn't a bad pitch from Dylan Francis. It was a good effort by Sam Shakin. But ultimately, Ryan Cash has the wheels. He was too fast, and the Foresters on top, 1-0.
That's the first Forester hit of the ball game, and that's the most effective one so far. 1-0 to score, and that's how big that walk that Turner Gaunt was able to draw in a 3-2 count to begin the third inning looks right now. 1 around, 1 on, 2 outs. Luke Ritter stepping, or actually 1 out, my mistake. Luke Ritter stepping in. No, it is 2 outs. 0 for 1 today for him. He popped out into the infield. Pickoff attempt, nothing doing though for the speedy Ryan Cash. Wind picking up now. Still blowing towards home plate. Dimensions here are pretty short. As Francis deals. Runner goes. Pitches a strike. The throw from Kamenko, not in time. And Ryan Cash swipes second base here with 2 outs.
Kamenko just couldn't get a firm grip on the baseball there. He had the proper mechanics and threw an accurate ball, just didn't get enough on it.
Cash now 26 for 32 in stolen bases on the season. 2 away, 0-1 count here. Luke Ritter, who has a home run against the Oaks this season already, looking for another one. Francis checks the runner and deals the 0-1. Change up high to left center field. Alexander running to it, and he makes the catch for out number 3. That's the stellar route running from the speedy center fielder to retire the side. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and a man stranded on second base. We're through 3 full. The Foresters up over the Oaks 1-0. You're watching Oaks Baseball on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. We'll be back for the 4th inning after this. Back here for the 4th inning, the dangerous middle of the order. Cockrell, Alexander, and Shakin do up. The Oaks trailing 1-0. And for all things play-by-play for the middle 3 innings, my broadcasting partner, Jordan Brenner.
Stanley back on the hill, kicks and fires. First pitch to Chase Cockrell. Inside for ball 1. Jonathan, you did a great job today. I had to get right to the action, though. Chase Cockrell, 344 on the season. And today, only 1 at bat and a ground out. The next pitch in at the knees, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Santa Barbara only 1 hit today, but it accounted for a run after Francis walked a batter in the last inning. The next pitch is low and away, and the count is 2-1. Tanner Gaunt, the catcher from Texas, went 0-2 to 3-2, walked, and eventually scored on an infield single. Chase Cockrell takes 2-1 in the dirt, and he's ahead 3-1.
The Oaks very good at manufacturing base runners. They want to try to find a way to strike before the lead could potentially get out of hand. The Foresters are very explosive.
A 3-1 offering on its way, and it's high for ball 4. Cockrell earns his way aboard for the first time today. And Elijah Alexander, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout, steps in to do some damage.
The Oaks only walked 3 times 2 nights ago in slow. They walked 4 times last night. I don't think that'll get the job done today. I think they need to do a better job getting deep in counts. That was their problem the first 3 innings. Only 1 hit all 3 innings, totaling 3, but they didn't go very deep in counts. That was their first walk drawn on the game.
Stanley gets his sign, kicks and offers the pitch. A big curveball. Alexander swings through it, 0-1. His first time up, he saw multiple curveballs, the same one that he just saw there. And it was a similar result in his first at-bat, which was back in the second inning. He's having trouble picking up that pitch today. 337 on the season, 3 home runs and 15 RBIs. Hits one hard to the left side. What a grab by Jones. Goes the short way for one and throws a wild ball over to the first baseman, Hardman, but he leaps and knocks it down. So a fielder's choice, 6-4. And the Oaks will take that. They will make that switch. Cockrell for Alexander on the base paths. Alexander can get after it. He's very fast. So 1 away, 1 on. For the new hitter, Sam Shaken, his only at-bat today ended in a base hit to center field. He took a high fastball, got his bat around, and hit a line drive right up the middle. Stanley peers in for his sign from Gaunt, and the first pitch is a high fastball. Above the zone, 1-0. Sam Shaken this year, 258, a home run and 13 RBIs, but he's bounced around the lineup. He's led off, and he's hit around the 6th hole as well. 1-0 offering. Here it is. Curveball in the dirt. Gets away from the catcher, and Alexander on top of it at first base. Advances over to second base on what is a wild pitch.
Good heads up there from Alexander. He wasn't expecting to go, but at a moment's notice with Gaunt mishandling that pitch, he was off to the races and is standing on second base. A single drives him in, and then we could have a tie ball game. But remember, the Oaks having trouble hitting Stanley consistently now. Shaken, though, very good at going deep in counts. That has to be the mindset right here.
2-0 pitch. A swing and a miss, a curveball in the dirt. Shaken couldn't get to it, and now he's in a hitter's count at 2-1.
That was a beautiful breaking pitch right there. Shaken way out ahead. Not only that, he swung over it on the break. If you're Stan Lee, why not consistently throw that pitch? I think we've only seen it twice so far in the inning.
Alexander takes a modest lead off of second. The 2-1 pitch is low in the dirt. This time, Shaken lays off, and he's ahead 3-1.
Wind really picking up right now, and we'll see how it affects. It's going down the right field line, which means left-handed batters have more of an advantage. But it will shift as the day continues.
Yeah, despite the small dimensions in the ballpark, the ball does not carry here. 3-1 comes in on the inside corner to put the count full.
That's a pitch you have to swing at, a fastball just above the knees. And that was a strike all the way. I think Shaken was taking. Now he's dug himself into a hole.
3-2 with Alexander on second and out in the inning. Stanley comes set, checks the runner. And here's the full count pitch. No, he's going to step off and look Alexander back to second base.
That was this close from being a balk. Stanley's very lucky that he was able to get out of the stretch before he made a mistake.
So we'll do it again right now. 3-2, Alexander off of second. A check of the runner. A raise of the knee. Here's the pitch. Alexander takes off. A high slider, swing and a miss. Shaken strikes out, but Alexander swipes third base. And the Oaks 90 feet away from scoring with 2 outs in the inning for Bailey Holbrook.
Only the second Oaks strikeout today. So that's a good sign. However, what's not a good sign is now you have 2 outs. But Bailey Holbrook, who broke the lead yesterday for the Oaks and really added the momentum for the offense, has an opportunity here to add on to his RBI total. See how it plays out.
A 4-6-3 double play his first time up, and this time swings through an off-speed pitch to fall behind 0-1. Oaks trying to manufacture a run just like the Forters did in the bottom of the third inning. Here in the top of the fourth, they're threatening. Alexander on third, the 0-1 pitch. A swing and a miss to put it 0-2. Holbrook is just a beat off today, but he struggled his first time at the plate yesterday and then really turned it on with 2 base hits the rest of the game. In the fourth inning yesterday, he had the RBI base hit. It was actually a 2 RBI base hit to right field, but he swings and misses at 0-2 and goes down on strikes. That's the third strikeout for Brett Stanley. The Oaks strand a runner at third. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left on base to the bottom of the fourth inning. The Foresters lead 1-0. And from Pershing Park, we'll be right back on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Dylan Francis regains his hill on his day here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Last inning, he gave up his first hit and his first run. He's behind 1-0 and will try to prevent further damage. His first challenge is Cameron Warren, the big righty. Takes a slider on the outside half, and it's a ball, 1-0. Francis has impressed us all season long. With quality start after quality start, he embodies consistency. The 1-0 pitch, a fastball thrown right by Warren, and evens the count 1-1.
That's his repertoire. He doesn't like to walk batters. He has 2 walks today. That one back in the third inning eventually resulted in a run. So I don't think he's going to back down. I think he's going to continue to go straight at these batters and try to avoid any free bases.
1-1 to Warren. Another fastball. He can't catch up to this one either. Foul tips it back to the screen behind home plate, and the count is 1-2. Cameron Warren today is 0 for 1 with a 6-3 ground out, shaken to McFarland. Down 1-2. A pause in play as the bat boy retrieves the ball behind the plate, and now set for baseball again.
I would expect a change up right here. That's been his go-to pitch ahead in the count all game long.
Francis comes set. A deep breath. Toes the rubber, and here's the toss. Slider drilled to center field. Alexander, though, no problem for him. Raises his glove and retrieves it for the first out of the bottom of the fourth inning.
Francis and Alexander played together at Ventura College, and he and Justin Freeman, the Oaks starter yesterday, were telling me how amazing it is to have Elijah Alexander in center field, because those fly balls, I mean, that was hard hit off of Cam Warren's bat. Now, that is normally playable for any center fielder, but just to have the knowledge that Elijah Alexander, one of the best in the game, is out there in center, they sit comfortably on the mound.
That confidence on the mound in your defense is enormous. New Stifter from Oklahoma State, the new hitter, takes off speed just a bit high. 1 ball and no strikes. New Stifter today, a fly out to right field in the second inning. That was his only at-bat. And on the season, he's hitting .302 with 2 home runs. 11 extra base hits, though. He hits the ball hard. Swings and foul tips one off the glove and the body armor of Zach Kamenko.
And the umpire off the face mask of the umpire. He got both of them on this one.
A 1-1 count to New Stifter, playing third base today. Actually started behind the plate yesterday. Chase Illig, we haven't seen him in this series. He's the top prospect on the Foresters team. Hit a home run in the prospect game. We think there might be something wrong with his health. Off speed in the dirt for a ball.
I actually talked to John Martoni, the Forester broadcaster, today, and they said they're just giving Illig the day off. They're giving him the week off. He had a long week last week, and they only have a couple of interleague games left, saving him for the playoffs.
All right, so there you have it. Breaking news from your own Jonathan Rifkin.
Sports Desk update.
2-1 pitch. Hit hard. Third base. Lewis moves to his left, retrieves it. Sidearm to McFarland in time for the second out of the inning. That's good defense from Lewis. Sound fundamentals at the hot corner. The shortstop, Utah Jones, with 2 outs in the inning. The lefty comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out in his only plate appearance, but hit a scorcher down the right field line that just missed fair territory. It would have been a double down the line, but the Oaks caught a break. So with 2 outs, the first pitch from Francis.
Listen to that wind, Jordan. Wow.
It's roaring. High on a fastball. 1 ball, no strikes. Francis keeps chugging along, and that's how he does it. He's not going to strike out a great deal of hitters, but he gets soft contact consistently. Only 1 strikeout today. Fastball. Jam shot into foul territory on the left side to even the count at 1-1. That sea breeze coming in from the ocean, only about a block or 2 away. Cools down quite a bit as the sun sets, but we're not going to have to deal with that today. A nice afternoon game of baseball, and there's nothing better. 1-1. Francis comes set. Kicks and offers. Showing bunt, gets it down off the plate, but it's going to be a fair ball. Kamiko fires over to first base. A nice play by the Oaks.
Nice to meet you.
How you doing? Of course.
And we look forward to all of it.
Bear with us, we're having camera issues, but we'll get you the audio while we can. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Called a strike to the new hitter, Zach Kamenko. The bottom of the 4th inning, you missed a great play. The camera died just as Utah Jones was nabbed at first base after he laid down a bunt, as the 0-1 pitch is low, and the count is even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Zach Kamenko on that play popped up from behind home plate, retrieved the ball, and fired a missile to the first baseman McFarland to get Jones by a step. 1-1 misses, and the count is 2 balls and a strike. Once again, we're in the top of the 5th inning with Kamenko at the plate. The Oaks are behind 1-0. Next pitch, low again, and Kamenko ahead 3 balls and 1 strike. He'll be followed by Will Picketts and Michael Spears. Oaks have 3 hits, but have stranded 3 runners, and thus they find themselves in a hole. Down 1-0 to one of the best summer collegiate teams in the country. The 3-1 pitch on the inside corner to put the count full. A nice pitch from the pitcher, Brett Standley. He's already gone 3 scoreless innings and has struck out 3 batters as well. Full count pitch to Kamenko. Low for ball 4. Nice at-bat from Zach. Always patient at the plate. And he shows it off right there.
And that is a big walk to lead off the Oaks side of the 5th inning, because now the tying runner is on first, and the order's about to turn around. Pickett, who had a bunt single back in the 2nd, or actually the 3rd inning, has an opportunity to either recreate that here, sacrifice Kamenko to 2nd and give the top of the order the opportunity to drive him in, or do what he does very well, which is make contact. His eagle eye is the best on the team, and we'll see here how he utilizes it.
First pitch to Pickett's is high, 1-0. That was the 2nd walk Brett Standley has issued today. And the Foresters' only run came via manufacturing a run through a walk. 1-0 to Pickett's. He loves to work counts as well. The throw over to first base, Pickett's Kamenko just under the tag. 1-0 pitch. Stanley back on his rubber. Turner Gaunt throws down a sign. Stanley agrees. Here's the 1-0 pitch. High, ball 2. And there's going to be a quick meeting on the mound between the catcher, Turner Gaunt, and his pitcher, Brett Stanley. Not on the same page right now, John.
No, and Gaunt knows how important it is that his pitcher does not walk Will Picketts, because not only back-to-back walks can get into your head, and not only does that shift the momentum a little bit, but you want to limit free bases, because free bases at the end of the day can all but hurt you.
This is true, and the Oaks saw that for themselves back in the bottom of the 3rd inning when the Foresters put across their first run. Once again, we apologize for the lack of video. We hope to get that back up next inning. Next pitch, Pickett's, a big swing on the off spear, and he's behind now. He's ahead now, 2-1.
That was a good pitch to swing at. Pickett just couldn't hold back long enough to wait on the changeup and swung right through it.
Hitters count for Pickett's. Here's the pitch. Ground ball over the shortstop. 6-4. The relay over to first in time for the double play. 6-4-3. The Oaks start off the inning with a walk, but it is for nothing. Pickett's a double play, and the Oaks nobody on, 2 outs for Michael Spears.
Yeah, Jones, Cash, Hardman. That is the fundamental way to turn 2 in the Foresters' middle infield. Did it to perfection. That eliminates the base runner, and that's a big deal for the Foresters, because the Oaks lineup turns over right here with Michael Spears.
Spears 1 for 2. Fastball off the plate, 1 ball, no strikes. Spears led off the game with that base hit to right field. In the 3rd inning, he grounded out to the shortstop. Next pitch, slider down and away. Spears took it, and he's head 2-0. Brandon Lewis on deck if the inning continues. Whenever he's at the plate, the Oaks are a threat to put across some runs. 2-0 the pitch. Another off speeder, low. Did he go? No, says the first base umpire. And Spears has earned himself a 3-0 count.
That was a really good take. A fastball that started belt high, had some break to it. And Spears thought about going. That ball broke below his knees before his back crossed the plane. He was able to hold back.
3-0. Here's the offering. On the outside corner, Spears agrees with it, but he was taken all the way. 3-1 is the count. Stanley trying to get 3 up, 3 down despite the walk. 3-1 is right in there. Spears looked to be taking again, and now another full count. Which we've seen full counts all day long, Jonathan.
Yeah, deep in counts for both these teams.
In the dirt and past the catcher. Gunt, ball 4. Spears is going to challenge second base, but he'll jog over to first base with the walk. The third of the game for the Oklahoma State Cowboy, Brett Stanley.
And all these walks drawn by the Oaks here in the middle of the game is a big deal because not only are you forcing Stan Lee to throw more pitches, but now he's in his head. Coach Bill Pintard is going to come out and have a chat with him and possibly the entire infield here. The reason this is significant is the Foresters have a pair of arms warming up in their bullpen is because the Oaks, only with 3 hits, are still finding ways to manufacture base runners, and eventually that's going to count for something. Right now it doesn't, obviously, but down the line, once the big bats start to swing away, Brandon Lewis, Jordan McFarland, Chase Cocker, when you have a runner on base, eventually those walks are going to pay off.
And Bill Pintard is going to make the call. Brett Stanley's day is done. We'll give you his final line, the new pitcher, when we come back. The Oaks, a runner on first base with 2 outs in the inning. Brandon Lewis when we come back in a 1-0 ball game with the Foresters on top on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Brandon Lewis will have a stiff test as the reliever from the University of Oregon, Hunter Breaux, comes in. He's gone 16 2/3 innings this summer, and he has not given up a run yet. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. Michael Spears is on first base. Breaux checks the runner, comes set, his first delivery of the day. Here it is. The runner goes. It's in the dirt. And Gaunt fields it, but Michael Spears, a great jump, swipes another bag. The Oaks leader in bases gets another one right there. For Spears, that is his 15th stolen base of the season. Now a runner in scoring position for Lewis. The 1-0 pitch from Bro. Hit hard, left side. The third baseman, Newstifter Fields, quickly over to first base to retire the side. The Oaks threaten again, but they can't get a run. No runs, no hits, no errors. And a runner left aboard to the sixth. To the bottom of the fifth we go. The Oaks still behind 1-0 to the Foresters. You're listening to Oaks Baseball on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Tyler Herdman is the new hitter to lead off the bottom of the fifth inning for the Santa Barbara Foresters. Today, Herdman is 0 for 1 with a fly out to right field. Tyler Herdman came into the game yesterday to replace the injured left fielder Connor Davis, but actually played third base. And a move that featured multiple defensive changes. Dylan Francis still out there, kicks and fires the first pitch, a swing and a miss on the fastball right by him. It's 0-1. Dylan Francis has been as solid as ever, giving his team a chance to stay in this ball game. But the bats have gone quiet so far today. 0-1, the offering. Off-speed foul back to the screen. Francis quickly ahead. 0-2. Reiteration of your infield for the Oaks. McFarland at first, Pickett's the second baseman. Sam shaken short, and Brandon Lewis at the hot corner. The outfield is Cockrell, Alexander, Spears left to right, and Kamenko is the catcher behind the plate. Francis on the mound. Comes set from the belt, the 0-2 pitch. Outside corner called, strike three. Completely fooled Hardman there. And his second strikeout of the day gives the Oaks the first out in the bottom of the fifth inning.
Changing up speeds, changing up locations, changing up pitch styles. Dylan Francis does it all, and right there in a big out number one, he's settling in now after giving up that one run on that one hit back in the third inning. Still only one base knock for the Foresters, but that's been the difference in the game.
Francis now against the new hitter Turner Gaunt, playing catcher today. Off speed, looks like a slider, down and away, 1-0. The Oaks, no runs on 3 hits, no errors. The Foresters, a run on a hit and 2 errors. Oaks have not been able to capitalize on the defensive mishaps. Next pitch, a high off-speed pitch, jams Gaunt, and he fouls it out of play to the right side.
Are we going to see another foul ball that almost destroys our equipment, Jordan? We had one in last week in Arroyo Seco on Tuesday.
We've seen a few throughout the year. We had one at home at Sparky Anderson.
We're in the splash zone right now.
Yeah,
you never know.
Hopefully you can keep me safe, Jonathan.
Yeah, you have told me to use me as a body shield should that happen.
I stand by it. 0-2 pitch. Low and inside, 1-2. Maybe I think it's 2-1 actually. Hard to see the scoreboard here. My apologies. We'll get you that count in a second though. Francis, a deep breath. Here's the pitch. Fly ball left field, relatively deep. Cockrell moving in, and he cuts off Alexander to grab it for the second out of the inning. Good play from Chase Cockrell, who's been working hard all season long, getting better defensively, because everybody knows Chase Cockrell can hit a baseball. It's a matter of developing the skills defensively, because when he does, he will be a well-rounded and elite MLB draft prospect.
And that's the biggest question. What position can he play? He's a career DH. He's the SEC DH of the year. He's a Golden Spikes semifinalist because of his bat. So he needs to find a position to be a high draft pick, and you're right. He showcased outfield and infield during the prospect game.
First pitch. Ball upstairs to Cameron Fields, the center fielder. He's 0 for 1. He laid down a bunt in the third inning. That was the play where the camera shut off, but Kamiko popped up and nabbed him at first base. 1-0 pitch. High for a ball on the fastball. 2 balls and no strikes. And going back to Chase Cockrell, I will say he looks much smoother in left field. As comfortable as ever today. And that was a nice play. Tracking down that ball in the gap. 2-0. Foul back to the screen, and the count is 2-1. Dylan Francis, only 1 hit today. Responding to his good pal Justin Friedman, who went 4 full innings, actually 4 2/3 without giving up a hit yesterday in his win over the Foresters.
He only gave 3 and 7.
Both of these players always trying to top each other, whether it be with interviews with us or on the mound. Next pitch right in there for a strike.
It's a big spot here for Francis. Try to get the Foresters once again in a 1-2-3 inning.
Francis comes set the pitch. Off speed. Called. Strike 3 on the outside corner. Number 3 for Dylan Francis with his strikeouts. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. We are on to the 6th inning. The Foresters on top, 1-0. It'll be McFarland, Cockrell, Alexander when we come back on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Jordan McFarland will lead off the top of the 6th inning for Conejo. 0 for 2 today, and it's not going to get any easier. Hunter Bro, who came in to face Brandon Lewis last inning, is on the mound for a 2nd inning of work. Bro was a freshman at the University of Oregon this past year and was actually heavily featured as a freshman. He had 18 appearances, and his ERA was just above 4, which is pretty impressive for a freshman at a Pac-12 school. McFarland takes the first pitch, and the Pac-12 is ahead over the SEC 0-1.
That's the first time and only time you'll probably ever hear something like that.
Yeah, especially in baseball.
Maybe softball, the only exception, but even then.
Maybe basketball as
Oklahoma
well.
and Florida State. Yeah, basketball too.
0-1 pitch. McFarland takes in the dirt. And now we're tied, 1-1, Pac-12 to SEC. This is a great matchup right here.
With that being said, I think that Alabama and Mizzou are really coming back on the basketball side of things too.
Alabama, certainly a lot to replace with Colin Sexton leaving. McFarland, a jam shot inside the infield. Tyler Hardman takes a few steps back and grabs it for the first out of the inning. Now Chase Cockrell, who's 0 for 1 with a walk, is up to the plate for his third plate appearance and second at-bat.
It's a big spot for Chase. He needs to find a way to generate himself on base. He already has a walk today. He was thrown out on fielder's choice thereafter. Going in deep in account here against Bro would mean everything so far for the Oaks.
Bro bounces an off-speed pitch, spikes it in the dirt. Cockrell didn't even think about swinging, and he's ahead 1-0.
And Jordan, on Wednesday at the prospect game, you and I talked to Coach Bill Pintar for the Foresters about Bro, and he talked about how high head coach George Horton is on Bro at the University of Oregon.
Hard not to be. He throws a fastball right by Chase Cockrell to even the count. Out a ball on a strike.
So far, he's making the Pac-12 embarrass the SEC.
Yeah, the second straight SEC matchup with Chase Cockrell representing Ole Miss. Next pitch inside corner, and it's 1-2. Chase Cockrell was certainly fooled by that pitch.
I think he was looking for a breaking ball, and that one just painted the bottom of the strike zone.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Bro sets and offers the pitch. At the knees, called strike 3. Completely fooled was Chase Cockrell, and 2 quick outs here in the 6th inning. Hunter Bro does not fool around on the mound, and I think that's why Bill Bintard went to him in such a big spot.
He has yet to give up a run all season long. Right now, no exceptions so far. The relief pitcher Ace has been tasked with stifling a very hot Oaks offense, and so far he's gotten the job done.
Alexander, the new hitter, swings at the first pitch, hits it hard but well out of play to the left side. He was very late on that fastball. 0-1. Elijah goes to school at UTRGV, University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley.
I love it.
But he's from the Caneo area. 0-1. Slider stays upstairs, 1-1.
Yeah, one of a few former Camarillo High School Scorpions on this baseball team.
Yeah, he played football in high school, which his mother says is part of the reason why he's so fast and effective in center field.
I agree with her.
1-1 to Alexander, the pitch. Fastball outside, and Alexander had 2-1. Elijah's line this season has been pretty special. He's hitting .337 with 3 home runs and 15 RBIs. Swing and a miss. And the count is 2-2.
That was a beautiful fastball, belt high. Alexander beat off of it. Swung right through it for strike 2.
2-2, nobody on. McFarland popped out. Cockrell struck out. Looking. The pitch. Alexander fights one off. That was a tough hitter upstairs, and he stays alive.
High fastballs have been the Achilles heel for the Oaks, not only yesterday, but in Friday's loss to the Slow Blues. They need to find a way to either hold back and take those pitches or make better contact because they swing and miss on a lot of high fastballs for strike 3.
2-2. Bro brings his glove down to the belt and offers. Swing and a miss. Alexander was mightily fooled. Bro gets his second strikeout and goes 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. The Foresters will try to extend their 1-0 lead when we come back. You're listening to Oaks Baseball on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Some defensive changes as we start the bottom of the 6th inning. Michael Spears and McFarland are out of the game. Michael Tillman takes over in right field, and Bart West takes over at first base. Dylan Francis has one hit the Santa Barbara Foresters, so the Foresters cling on to a 1-0 lead. His first pitch in the bottom of the 6th, showing bunt, and gets it down. Lewis bare hands, but no chance to get the speedy Logan Allen. And man, that's a big start for the Foresters, only their second hit of the game. Allen has 25 stolen bases on the season. So the next hitter will be Ryan Cash. This is exactly what the Foresters want. They have their best base runner aboard and one of their best hitters at the plate now. Allen is 1 for 1 with a base hit on the infield. That was the only hit up until the bunt just now, and he also has walked. A pause in play as Cash gets set to enter the batter's box. A small lead right now for Logan Allen. Just laid down a beautiful bump base hit. Dylan Francis offering fastball at the knees. Ryan Cash was taking, and Francis is ahead 0-1.
Great way to start him out if you're Dylan Francis. Get ahead, keep him off balance. The more pitches you have to play with early in counts, the more off balance these Forester batters will be.
So the Foresters now a run on 2 hits and 2 errors. Both of their hits have been on the infield. 0-1, Francis. A long pause on the pitch. The runner goes high. It was a pitch out. Kamiko's throw. Still not in time. Logan Allen just a little bit too fast. And now runner in scoring position for the Foresters. And a 1-1 count.
Number 26 on the season for the Arkansas Fort Smith Speedster. Not only can you not pitch out against him, he didn't have a big lead off of first. He was a step and a half off. Kamiko was up and ready for the pitch out, but it really didn't matter. It was a good throw. It was good timing, but with someone that fast on the base pass, there's almost nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, the Oaks had the Foresters scouted right there. They made the proper play call. They just didn't execute it well enough. A ball and a strike. A runner in scoring position. Francis comes set. Winds and offers, but first a long pause, and now the pitch. Fastball high and away, and is behind 2-1. Francis has to hold on here if the Oaks are to come back in this ball game, because you figure with Hunter Bro on the mound and the nasty Foresters bullpen, it's going to be tough to even get one run against this team, let alone multiple.
Yeah, 2-0 lead. I could be in the ball game. Who knows?
Yeah. 2 balls a strike. Francis, a determined look on the mound. Checks the runner, and here's the pitch. A check swing, no appeal. So it's going to be ball 3.
Only fastballs in this at-bat to Ryan Cash. He's reached base both times he's been up. But now 3-1, it's hard to throw an off-speeder, because if that misses and Cash takes, you're in trouble with runners on first and second and nobody out. This would be a bad time for the Oaks to have a bad inning defensively.
A big defining moment in this ball game. 3 balls a strike. A runner on second. Francis checks the runner and offers inside for ball 4. And the Oaks will take their chances with Luke Ritter as the new hitter. He's 0 for 2. And the Foresters licking their chops. They have the Oaks right where they want them right now.
Yeah, Luke Ritter normally flies out. He's a lot like Brandon Lewis in that he doesn't ground out very often. So a double play is not imminent should the ball be hit. The Oaks middle infield will be ready, but if you're Dylan Francis, you need to keep everything low. Force him to either ground out or pop out short.
317, 5 home runs, 31 RBIs, facing Dylan Francis at the plate as he steps off and looks Logan Allen back to second base. Nobody out in the inning still. 2 on. Francis comes set. A check of the runner and the pitch. First pitch hunting, a high fly ball inside the infield. Bart West under it and grabs it for a big first out of the inning.
Ritter was out behind that one. I think he expected something off speed to begin the at-bat. He saw the fastball was going to be a strike, so he lifted the bat. The problem was he was so far behind it that when he brought barrel to ball, not only did he bring his hands back in to pop it up, but that ball was at the very end of the barrel. So that ball was just popped up very easily on the first base side. The Oaks were able to retire him, and that's a big out number one because a double play would end the inning.
Yeah, and Cameron Warren, not the fastest guy in the world. He's certainly capable of grounding into a double play. Oaks are at double play depth. The outfield is pretty straight away. Cockrell's pretty shallow and left in case he gets a base hit. Trying to throw out Allen in case he goes. He's going to try and steal third. The throw to third base is in time. What a play by Zach Kamenko. Read the play immediately, popped up, and fired a strike to Brandon Lewis for the second out of the inning. It was a double steal, though, as Ryan Cash goes to second base.
That was the nicest throw I think we've seen from Zach Kamenko from home to a base all season long. He had the speedster Logan Allen out by about a step. That's only the fourth time in now 27 attempts that he's been nabbed, and now Dave Solis wants to have a conversation with his pitcher as well as Zach Kamenko, the catcher.
So a runner on second base all of a sudden. The Oaks defense coming up huge as Coach Solis is going to have a word with his talented right-hander. Kamenko is also on the mound, in on that meeting.
But you can't be content here, Jordan, for the Oaks because Cam Warren, yes, he is 0 for 2. He's 0 for 5 now in the weekend series. Check that 0 for 6 in the weekend series. But he has the ability to change the course of this game with one swing of the bat, whether it be a long single to score the runner from second or a home run to add on an insurance run and make it a 3-0 lead. If you're Francis, I'm sure Solis is telling him how to pitch to Warren right now. Don't back down, but don't hang any breaking pitches because Cam Warren, especially in a short dimension ballpark like this, has more than enough power, even if he half-heartedly swings at one, to lift the ball out of the ballpark.
No home runs yet this season, but he's only played in 8 games. And in 8 games, he has 7 RBIs, so certainly productive driving and runners. He's got a prime opportunity here. No balls and a strike. Ryan Cash is at second base. He advanced there on the double steal, but Logan Allen was thrown out for the second out at third base. 0-1. Francis, fresh off the mound visit. Here's the pitch. Slider in the dirt to even the count at 1-1.
That was a good comeback pitch, but couldn't get Warren to swing at it. Kept it low on purpose. Thought he could get Warren out on top of it, but good eye right there from the righty from Texas Tech.
The big righty from Texas Tech. The intimidating righty from Texas Tech awaits the 1-1. It was a hanging slider, a high fly ball in play behind the plate. Kamenko under it, in and out of his glove. And that's going to be a foul ball. Let's see if that comes back to haunt the Oaks. But that was such a tough play for Kamenko, considering how bright the sun is shining right in his eyes.
That actually took the glove out of his hand. That's how quickly that ball came down. When the ball popped out, his glove came off of his wrist, and I think that allowed the ball to pop out. It was just such a tough catch. He was a little bit off balance. There's so much real estate between the fence and between home. He was trying to judge where that ball would land. He lost it in the sun, and then when it came down, he just lost grip of the glove, and that allowed the ball to pop out.
And it's funny, all the fans here in the stands were also shading the sun with their hands, just like Kamenko was. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Once again, Cash off of second base. Here's the pitch. Fly ball, right field, playable. Tillman comes in and retrieves it for the third out of the inning. Dylan Francis does his best to get out of trouble, and he does it to perfection. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and a runner left aboard. The Foresters on top 1-0 as we head to the top of the 7th inning. The Oaks trying to put across their first run of the ball game. When we come back, you're listening to Oaks Baseball on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network.
We're back for the top of the 7th inning, and we're delighted to have camera back. And for play-by-play, here's my wonderful broadcasting partner in crimes, Jonathan Rickman.
Thank you, Jordan Brenner. Love fighting crime with you. But first, the 7th inning. I think the way to hit Hunter Ball here, Jordan, is going deep in counts. Because once he gets out ahead, that's when he gets his confidence. We saw it at Oregon this past season, especially against that UC Irvine game where he had a bunch of punch-outs in an inning of the third pitch. When he's out ahead, he has a lot more confidence. 2-1, swing and a miss, strike 2.
Yeah, he's certainly got a really bright future ahead of him as an Oregon Duck. Expect him to take over that closer role in the near future.
He was only a freshman this past year.
Yeah, he has to play up to the likes of Kenyon Yovan, who wasn't the closer this past season with Oregon. He was a starter, but phenomenal closer in years past. High 2-2, pitch swung and missed by Shakin, strike 3. And Bros starts off the 7th inning where he left off in the 6th inning with a strikeout, his 3rd of the ball game. The Oaks have been punched out 6 times now. 3 on the Foresters' offensive side. 1 away, 1-0 score. No runs, 3 hits for the Oaks, 1 run, 2 hits, and 2 errors for the Forester, and that'll bring up the switch hitting batter, Bailey Holbrook. He's batting from the left side. He's 0 for 2. He grounded to a double play and struck out the first offering. High fastball down the left field line, playable for Ritter, and he makes the catch for out number 2.
I thought that was going to drop for a second, but a little bit too much backspin on that ball for Bailey Holbrook, and a good play by Ritter to track that one down.
Hope you're enjoying your Sunday afternoon. We certainly are here, heading into our 2nd hour of play. No matter how you're watching or where you're watching, we appreciate you making Oaks baseball a part of your Sunday afternoon plans. Zach Kamiko now 0 for 1 with a walk and a flyout, digs in, 2 away. Top of the 7th, the Oaks trying to muster up a run the first pitch. Upstairs, ball 1. The Oaks have only been shut out 1 time all season long. That was a 5-0 loss 3 Tuesdays ago against the interleague Ventura County Bucks. In a league game, they've at least scored 1 run in all 24. Kamiko takes that one backwards foul. 1 ball and a strike.
And Jonathan, it might just take somebody stepping up to the plate for the Oaks and knocking a big fly to tie this game up. That's just how this game is going. Not too many hits on either side.
Right now it's a pitcher's duel. Bro toes the rubber. 1-1 offering to Kamiko. A strike at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Kamiko resides in Simi Valley. Simi High School's freshman year, Chatsworth High School thereafter, and then UNLV, though he's transferring out. Looking for a new home in the fall. Bro offers. The 1-2, cracked up the middle over the glove of Bro, but fielded by Jones. He fires it over to first for out number 3. The Oaks go down 1-2-3 for the 2nd consecutive inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. 6.5 have come and gone. It's time to stretch here as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Get up and stretch because we have a good one on hand here from Pershing Park in Santa Barbara. The Oaks trail 1-0 on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. After the home fans saying, "Take me out to the ball game," we're back for the bottom of the 7th inning. New Stifter, Utah Jones, and Tyler Hardman, the 3 due up here for the Foresters. Dylan Francis back on the mound for his 7th inning of work. He's been phenomenal. Only 2 hits given up, though 3 walks and an earned run, as well as 2 strikeouts. No, actually 3 strikeouts. Michael New Stifter swings and misses at a pitch for strike number 1.
And I don't know what Dylan Francis's pitch count is, but it can't be too high. He's been so impressive. And if he is not let off the hook and gets a loss here, that's really tough because he has been just so special today.
This is what you would call a Madison Bumgarner loss. He gives up 1 run, but the Giants can't muster any of their own, and he gets the loss. That happens all the time. Max Scherzer, another catalyst of those. New Stifter takes a pitch inside to even the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. He's 0 for 2 today, a flyout and a groundout to his day. Francis has done a good job stifling the 5, 6, and 7 batters. He's held them to 0 for 6 so far today with 2 punch-outs. He toes the rubber and takes the sign from Kamenko. From the belt, he rocks and fires the 1-1. Swing and a pitch popped back for strike 2. No runs, 3 hits for the Oaks. 1 run, 2 hits, and 2 errors for the Foresters. No errors on the Oaks side. This would be the first game in a week that the Oaks do not commit an error. I hope I didn't jinx it, assuming that they don't commit one for the rest of the game. They had 2 yesterday, 5 on Friday, 2 on Thursday, and 5 last Tuesday. It has not been a cleanly fielded week for them. The 1-2 in. Change up over to third. Lewis gathers it, takes a couple of steps, high throw, gets West off the bag, but he applies the tag and gets New Stifter for out number 1.
And Bill Pintard is going to run as fast as he can back onto the field and argue this call. He is not happy. I don't know what he's not happy about. I thought that was a pretty clear out at first base, but I guess he's not happy.
I think the fans here are seeing that play with their heart rather than with their head, as Bill Pintard has the first base umpire bring everybody in to have a conversation. And I bet you if they overturn this call, Dave Solis is rushing out. Now remember, 2 years ago on the 4th of July, Bill Pintard and Dave Solis, who are really good friends off the field but enemies on the field, both got ejected for arguing a very similar call. 2 years ago, the Oaks had Jake Arledge from Arkansas. He beat out a throw to first base. Pintard came out and argued the call. They overturned it. Then Solis came out and argued the overturned call. Pintard came out and both coaches were ejected. That was the last time both of these coaches have been ejected from a CCL game. But they're going to confirm that indeed New Stifter is out. Pintard bows his head and goes back to the dugout. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
I mean, it's fun to see angry coaches, and you love to see the passion from head coach Bill Pintard, but he really didn't have an argument there. That was about as clear an out as we've ever had.
1 away now for the lefty Utah Jones. He's 0 for 2 with a pair of groundouts. Infield shaded a little bit deep, though. Brandon Lewis in on the line protecting the bunt. First pitch in the dirt for ball 1. That goes right off the face mask of Kamenko.
And Jonathan, let's not forget that you almost jinxed that play. That was an errant throw from Brandon Lewis on the last play, and it was seconds before you were talking about how the Oaks didn't have an error today.
I need to find some tape to put over my mouth. 1-0 count here to the Oklahoma Sooner. Actually, excuse me, it's actually North Greenville product, Utah Jones. Francis deals a pitch upstairs for ball 2 to the lefty. Sun beginning to veer overhead. Temperature has increased from 86 to 88 now. Wind has died down just a bit out to right center field. Though the coastal breeze still bringing the temperature down. The 2-0 offering, a fastball, skied into the third base side. Is it playable? It is, and Lewis grabs it for out number 2. Good low fastball right there. Had Utah Jones behind it, forced him to foul it up, and there was just enough real estate for Brandon Lewis to track it down.
And here comes Coach Solis again. I think that's going to do it for Dylan Francis, but if you're an Oaks fan, I think you got to give him a standing ovation. Still no word, though, if he's taking him out.
We don't have a view of the bullpen, so we can't tell if anybody's warming up. But to only 2 hit the Foresters through 7 innings is something really, really special. The problem, though, is is currently he's the pitcher of record, and if this lead holds, he would get the loss. Again, the 3 walks, that's been the big issue, because that one big walk to lead off the 3rd inning to Turner Gaunt, he was sacked over to second, and eventually an RBI single drove him in. And so far, that's been the ball game.
And Coach Solis trusting his ace, keeping Dylan Dillon out there for maybe just one more batter. He has been so fantastic, and hopefully the Oaks can get him a run to get him off the hook, too.
2 away for Tyler Hardman. He's 0 for 2 with a flyout and a strikeout, looking to his day. The Oklahoma player playing first base today. He played third base last night after coming in for the injured Connor Davis. Francis, post-meeting, deals the first pitch. Change up at the belt for strike 1. Good way to start him out here.
Perfect way to start him out right there. Hardman had no idea what that pitch was doing. It was simply filthy.
The Oaks have been held hitless since the 3rd inning. The Foresters have only 2 hits, 1 in the 3rd and 1 in the 6th. The 0-1. Chopper over to 3rd. Lewis is on it. Sidearmer over to West at first for out number 3. And Dylan Francis deals a 1-2-3 bottom of the 7th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. The Oaks have the 9-1 and 2 hitters due up when we come back. 1-0 Foresters lead on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network, your exclusive home for the CCL playoffs. Back here for the top of the 8th inning, Jordan Brenner, myself, Jonathan Rifkin on hand with you. Will Pickett, the number 9 hitter in the lineup, takes a first pitch ball upstairs from Hunter Breaux. He's been incredible so far. He's retired 7 Oaks straight since he's come into the game. That's exactly what head coach Bill Pintard asked of him so far, though. The Oaks going deep in counts eventually. They'll have to find a way to work him off the mound. Pickett swings and misses. 1 ball and 1 strike here. Pickett is 1 for 2 today. He reached first base by way of a bunt, advanced on a throwing error, and then he also grounded into his 6-4-3 double play back in the 5th inning. On deck, Michael Tillman in the hole, Brandon Lewis. Breaux offers the 1-1. Pickett takes it over the heart of the plate for strike 2.
And the Oaks got the clutch crew coming up. Pickett has his share of big hits. Michael Tillman is known for the clutch hit. And Brandon Lewis hits in all situations. The clutch one not excluded.
Breaux, though, right now ahead in the count 1-2. Toes the rubber, rocks and fires. A pitch way up and in. Pickett didn't move his feet, but his entire body turned 180. Almost, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, almost took his head off on that fastball.
Bo Pickett, one of the two Stellar Oaks second baseman, Tanner Wright, was pulled last night because of an ongoing injury that was re-aggravated, so he's not in the lineup tonight, and the Oaks are hoping to rest him because they'll need him in the playoffs next week, assuming the Oaks lock it in. Swing and a miss on the high fastball, strike 3 on the 2-2 pitch. Bro chalks up his 4th strikeout of the ball game, and now 1 out here in the 8th inning. Back to the top of the order, though, the new batter batting in Michael Spears' spot is Michael Tillman. A couple of Michaels replacing each other.
And we're not sure what happened to Michael Spears, Jonathan. We don't know if it was an injury or just a decision to put him in.
Michael Tillman batting .226 on the season. Looking to add that at total. He's had a couple of clutch hits. Takes a first pitch change up low for ball 1. We haven't seen him in a while. 24 strikeouts and 11 walks to go along with 10 RBIs. He was a consistent fielder for the Oaks until Jordan McFarland came. Then Jordan McFarland played first, and Cockrell moved to left. 1-0 upstairs, ball 2, and Tillman has a good eye. He's headed to Cal State LA in the fall after leading Pierce Junior College in batting average this past season. But right now, he has some work to do for the Oaks. Taps the bat on the base a couple of times. 2 balls and no strikes, bro. A rarity when he's behind in the count, deals. Fastball cracked back out of play. 2-1 the count. Turner Gaunt's catching gear is the burnt orange and tan colors of the Texas Longhorns. A very nice look on this Foresters team. It actually clashes with the pinstripes quite well. 2 balls and a strike. Bro offers another high fastball. This one cracked back against the screen to even the count to Michael Tillman.
That's a home run swing for Michael Tillman. He just missed that fastball. With Bro on the mound, he throws that heater, and it just keeps rising and rising and rising because he gets so much backspin and velocity on that pitch.
Spears was 1 for 2 before he was pulled with the stolen base. 2-2 offering. High fastball swung on and missed, strike 3. 2 consecutive strikeouts now gives Bro 5 on the game, and now 2 outs here for the Oaks in the top of the 8th inning. With the big bat of Brandon Lewis stepping in, he's 0 for 3. He did reach by way of an error back in the 3rd inning.
And Bro climbed the ladder again to Michael Tillman on that strikeout pitch. Punched him out on a filthy fastball that nobody in the world could catch up to.
That's a pitch you have to take, and he did 3 high fastballs to Michael Tillman, all 3 for strikes, 2 fouled off and 1 missed. The first pitch to Brandon Lewis is inside for ball 1. Brandon Lewis, during batting practice, hit almost exclusively home runs all over the outfield. Pretty short dimensions, 310 to straightaway left, 380 to left center, 390, the deepest part of the ballpark, to center field, 365 to right center, and 319 down the right field line. Takes one. High and deep to right field. Under it, though, is Allen, and he makes the catch for out number 2. Actually, excuse me, out number 3. The Oaks are retired 1-2-3 for the 3rd consecutive inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base, and a pair of punch-outs for Hunter Bro ends the top of the 8th inning. To the bottom of the 8th we go. 8, 9, and 1 hitters do it for the Foresters. After this, Foresters up 1-0 on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. New pitcher on the mound for the Oaks is the lefty headed to the third inning when the one run was scored for the Foresters. Gaunt led off by getting on base, though it was a walk. But right now he's on first base. Simonsgaard's first batter he faces, he gives up a hit. Dylan Francis, by the way, went 7 innings, gave up 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned, 3 walks and 3 strikeouts, and a very good start for him. But right now, Simonsgaard has to find a way with a runner on first and nobody out to keep the lead at 1 run. Cameron Fields now stepping in. Fields is 0 for 1 today with a sac bunt and a strikeout looking in the 5th inning. First pitch shows bunt pulled back. The back pick attempt not in time. Ball 1 here.
Kamenko is very accurate behind the plate, but not too much velocity on that throw over to first base, and that allowed Gaunt to slide back in safely.
Bottom of the 8th inning, the Oaks want to give their offense one more opportunity to make up the deficit. Another bunt shown. It gets down. Simonsgaard on top of it. He fires it over to first. Another sacrifice. 1-3 put out here from Cam Fields. Advances Gaunt to second. And again, very, very reminiscent of that 3rd inning when the Foresters scored the lone run of the ball game. 1 away here, runner in scoring position, and Logan Allen, who's 1 for 3, steps in.
It's up to Simonsgaard to wiggle his way out of this one, because 1 run is doable for Caneo. 2 runs is quite the test if they are behind by that much in the 9th.
The speedy Logan Allen beat out a bunt, for a single in the 6th. He was caught stealing second to third. He has a strikeout and a groundout back in the 1st and 2nd innings. The lefty checks the runner at second and deals the first pitch inside for ball 1. Simonsgaard, an Oaks veteran. Almost call him an intern at this point, as well as a player, because he helps out outside of baseball so much, whether it be on the bus on the road or during 50-50 raffles and home games. He even works the ticket booth sometimes. Comes set from the belt. He rocks and fires. Changeup, right center field. On the move, though, is Alexander. He makes the catch and just checks Gaunt over to second base, out number 2 now. And Elijah Alexander is something special. Everybody here thought that ball would get down, and Alexander made a very hard play look easy.
Yeah, I don't know how he got to that ball. That was really destined to drop in no man's land out in center field. But Alexander, an impeccable jump, tracked it, and even almost made the double play on the relay over to second base.
Now Ryan Cash, the most productive Forester today, steps in. He's 1 for 1 with an RBI single, and he's walked twice as well. He has a stolen base to his day. Simonsgaard stretches his arm out as he toes the rubber. 2 outs, runner on second. 1-0 ball game here in the bottom of the 8th inning. It's been a quick one. 2 hours and 10 minutes in. We have resumed play here as Simonsgaard is set. Cash is ready. Lefty checks the runner at second. Fires in the first pitch up the middle over to Pickett at second. Easily over to first for out number 3. Turner Gaunt gets on with a single, but can't get around. No runs hit, no errors. And Gaunt stranded on second base. We're through 8 full here from Pershing Park in Santa Barbara, California. The Oaks trail 1-0. They have 3 outs to make up the 1-run deficit. When we come back, the top of the 9th, strap in, folks. We're going down to the wire here in Santa Barbara on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Bar West steps in here to lead off the Oaks half of the ninth inning. They trail 1-0. West comes in place of Jordan McFarland. The first pitch is a strike at the knees taken. McFarland ends his day 0 for 3, and Bart West tasked, leading off the Oaks here. Bro offers the 0-1. Misses in the dirt for ball one. 1-1 the count here to Bart West from USC. On the season, his average creeping up to 300. He had a couple walks yesterday and a hard ground out. 276 is his average. And one hopper back to the mound. He hits it. Bro over to first for out number 1.
Oaks only have 2 more outs to work with, but their hitters are Chase Cockrell and Elijah Alexander. Probably 2 of the 3 hitters that Coach Solis would handpick for this opportunity right here.
The fact that the Oaks have held the Foresters so far to a combined 7 hits all weekend in itself is amazing. We're right now trailing 1-0 with only 2 outs to go. Bro is unbelievable from the mound. He has yet to give up a hit. The first pitch in the dirt for ball 1 to Chase Cockrell. Bro came in with 2 outs in the 5th inning, retired Lewis, and since then, he's recorded 3 consecutive 1-2-3 innings. Chase Cockrell, though, the semifinals for the Golden Spikes Award, digs in, takes the 0-1 pitch right to center field, but under it, and making a very low catch is Fields. Did he have it? Indeed, he did for out number 2.
Chase Cockrell absolutely spanked that ball to center field. He hit it right on the button. Pretty good positioning from Fields, and it was right at him. He made an acrobatic play, dropping his glove to the ground to snag that ball.
The Oaks in danger of being shut out for their first time in CCL play all season long. 2 outs now. The last breath of hope here is Elijah Alexander. 0 for. Check that. 1 for 2. Takes one over to first base. Hardman under it. And he taps first base for out number 3. And this ball game is over. It was a quick one. 2 hours and 16 minutes of play. And the Oaks lose 1-0. But it was not for anything. This was an incredible ball game. I mean, Hunter Bro for the Foresters retired the Oaks 4 consecutive innings, 1-2-3. He retired 13 straight Conejo Oaks batters to eventually give his team the win. Both teams had 3 hits, 2 errors for the Foresters, and the Oaks could not bring any base runners on. They were held hitless, through the final 5 innings of the ball game, Jordan.
Yeah, Hunter Bro is something special, and they have a good one up in Eugene. It was a really good performance for the Oaks just to grab 1 game up here in Santa Barbara, almost trying to spoil all of us and all of our fans, giving the Oaks a chance to sweep here in Santa Barbara. You got to give a lot of credit to Dylan Francis for what he did today. One of the best starts he'll ever have in his life. That was something special what he did out there. The Oaks lineup, though, they fell asleep. They couldn't manufacture anything today. The difference in the game was a manufactured run in the 3rd inning for the Foresters. Other than that, these 2 heavyweights went head-to-head.
Dylan Francis pulls a Bumgarner loss. He goes 7 innings, only give up 2 hits, but 1 run. And that 1 run is the difference. That's his 2nd loss on the season. The win goes to Brett Standley. He is now 3-0. Keep track of the Blues and the Healdsburg Prune Packers. They're playing up north in Healdsburg. If the Blues drop today, the Oaks will have clinched a playoff spot. However, if the Blues win, the Oaks are not out of the woods yet. This was the final road game of the season, and we have to thank all of our viewers for bearing with us. It's been a fun season. We truly, truly enjoyed it. Not out of the woods yet. 3 more games to go until the playoffs, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. For everybody who made our broadcast possible, from our social media side, Tony Ty, our head of PR, our producer on hand, Sean McKinnon, our statistician, Jacob Plack, and my incredible broadcasting partner, Jordan Brenner, my name is Jonathan Rifkin, signing off. A day off tomorrow, but we will be back on Tuesday when the Oaks take on an interleague game against the SoCal Cubs at 4:45 pregame show, 5 o'clock first pitch. Until then, please enjoy the rest of your Sunday and Monday. This has been Oaks Baseball on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network, your exclusive home for the CCL playoffs. Once again, the Oaks dropped this game 1-0. We'll see you on Tuesday.